It is the Riot Podcast, the Thursday, August 17th edition. Today, Isaiah, I have a list here of the most popular cities that people want to move to in the United States, according to Redfin anyways. And before you look at it, I want to know, which cities would you move to?
If I had to choose...
Yeah, we'll see if they're on the list.
I would consider living in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay.
I've lived there before.
Believe it or not, not on the list.
No, darn it. I was hoping you'd say it would.
One of the top 10, no.
I wouldn't think
not
it'd
a
be
lot of people clamoring to move to Indy.
That makes sense. I have a lot of friends there from college. I went to school there. So it would be an easy move for me.
Okay.
I also would consider Cleveland, Ohio. Not going to be on the list.
Yeah, definitely not.
That might be on the list of top 10 cities people aren't moving to.
People move away from.
Yeah, I think so.
It is. We learned recently, I don't know if you remember this, that not only has Cleveland got one of the downtowns that's losing the most traction. People are going downtown less and less since COVID in Cleveland. It's one of the worst cities in the United States for that, but also one of the most depressed cities, the most stressed cities in the United States.
But they need me there to brighten it all up.
Give them some sunshine.
But at the same time, they have the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
They've got the Guardians. They've got the Cavs.
Yeah,
no
wonder they're so depressed.
I could find lots of things to do in Cleveland year-round. I would be able to have season tickets to any of those three and be able to have things going on.
Sure.
But if I had to pick more of a tropical place, not even tropical, just more of a vacation spot that I think is more likely to be on the list, and I've talked about this before on the show, I'm a big fan. One of my favorite vacation spots of all time is Phoenix/Scottsdale, Arizona.
Yeah.
So if I were to go somewhere warm, that's where I would go.
That's on the list. And not only is it on the list, it's number 2.
It's a good spot.
Which is a mystery to me because I understand, I'm looking at the list, all of these cities on the list are in warmer climates. They're all decidedly in the South. But the difference between Phoenix, Arizona, and many of the other cities on the list here is that the other cities have redeeming qualities. And I don't know, Phoenix, it's warm, but it's potentially too warm. And what are the positives of Phoenix? I just have never figured that out.
It's a fun place, man. It's a go-to spot. It's a poppin' spot.
I'll tell you which places. I think it'd be unfair for me to choose any place on the list, or just wrong to choose any place on the list I haven't even at least visited before. So although I really think I would thrive in Southern California, maybe in Los Angeles or San Diego, I've never been there. It seems like a cool spot for me, and I know the complaints are, it's expensive. Well, it's expensive because it's cool, because lots of people want to be there. Super busy. Yeah, but because, again, a lot of people want to be there, a lot of stuff to do. So that would be great weather. That would be a place that I've not been to that I would consider. But places that I have been to, I really like Boston. I know that there's bad areas of Boston. There's good areas of Boston. I'd like to live in a good area of Boston.
Fair enough. I've been to Boston one time.
And?
I barely remembered.
And then
I played a lacrosse game there.
I also have the benefit of seeing the list here, but I agree with America as a whole, and I would say Miami would be one of the top cities I would really consider. If you just said, Hudson, you can move anywhere, don't worry about the cost, don't worry about anything else, just pick a spot in the U.S., it'd be hard to not choose Miami.
Miami's a cool spot.
Yeah.
Poppin' spot.
It is definitely one of the best, and that actually was number 1 on the list. Phoenix was number 2, Las Vegas, Sacramento. That makes sense to you?
Never been to Sacramento.
Sacramento's confusing to me. I don't feel like I get the vibes that... don't they call it Cowtown?
I don't know.
I don't feel like it's...
I've never been there, but if it's a number 4...
Yeah, lots of people are... This is based off of Redfin search data where people are searching for new homes. So that was number 4, and then Tampa was number 5.
Dang, of the top 10, I have visited 7.
Nice.
Of the top 10 places that people want to move to, and they're okay. Some of them I wouldn't move to. I wouldn't move to Las Vegas. Sounds craziness. One of my good friends from college lives 20 minutes from Las Vegas. It's where she grew up.
Yeah.
And she's you don't even, she just said you don't get the fun. When you go there on vacation, it's all fun.
Yeah.
But if you're a regular person who lives there, you would never want to go down there because it's just so hectic and crazy. Everyone down there's having on like vacation. If you're like doing your normal Tuesday and there's people out on the strip of Las Vegas just going crazy, like, that's not going to be fun for you.
No.
You're like the sober person at a drunk party. Like, that's not going to be a good time for you. You're just going to be annoyed.
Yeah. I would live in Las Vegas if given the chance, but it wouldn't be. That does feel way more like a vacation destination than a place to put down some roots and spend a lot of time long term. I don't know. The other places I think too are like, I don't know if I spent enough time in like Charleston, South Carolina or something like that to really know if I'd like it there, but I feel like I would.
No, Charleston.
Yeah, like a city is not too big. It's in a good area. It might be a little humid, but I'm near the...
A medium sizer?
Yeah.
Like Raleigh?
Possibly, but I'd like to be closer to the ocean if I could. So there you have it. The top 5 cities that people want to move to in the United States, according to Redfin and Isaiah and I's top list as well. We got a good show for you today. Some good talk about the most popular video game or the highest rated video games of our lifetimes. Also, how to get a conversation started on Hinge.
We give you great advice.
Yeah, we do. We'll catch you next time.
See you guys.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
Do you remember when Eggo came out with Eggonog last year?
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah. We didn't try it. It was Eggo teamed up with a distilling company for alcoholic eggnog. Spiked eggnog. That was Eggo flavored.
Instead of eggnog, it was Eggonog.
Yeah, clever, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
And apparently that went well enough that they are teaming up with the very same distilling company, Sugarland's Distilling Company, for round 2 of a alcoholic Eggo collab.
They have that down in Gatlinburg.
They have it?
Yeah,
Sugarland's Distilling?
Yeah.
I think I ate there.
Did you?
I think that's one of the places I went.
They have a little patio in the back and whatnot.
Yeah, real nice.
It's a cool little place.
Nice place. They are teaming up for what they call Eggo Brunch in a Jar Sippin' Cream.
Little sipping cream, huh?
Yeah. What is sippin' cream? Have you heard of that?
Yeah, it's like an alcoholic beverage.
Oh.
It's like a thick alcoholic beverage. You can put it in like, a lot of people put it in like a hot chocolate or a coffee. And yeah.
Or maybe in this case, you could put it all over your waffles and...
You're not putting it on waffles.
Why not?
It makes no sense.
Because it's alcoholic?
Would you pour milk on it? Would you pour milk on your waffles?
I wouldn't pour milk. Is it that thin?
What? Yes.
This is that thin? I would...
I just said people put it in hot chocolate.
Yeah. I wouldn't put it in... I wouldn't put it on waffles, milk on waffles, but I'll tell you what I would do is some of my family, they'd make up this thick, it'd be like a vanilla, kind of like a sweet, almost like a sweet gravy consistency is what I would call it. It's like this sweet vanilla sauce that we put on pancakes and waffles. It's pretty good. That's what I picture this is.
No, this is like milk.
It's thinner than that?
It's like milk.
I think it's still, if you wanted to
if
you wanted to spike your waffles.
You wouldn't do it that way. You instead of doing that, you would just make the waffles with it.
Oh, okay, sure.
And like you would just replace the milk that you would put in the waffles with this.
And then the alcohol would cook out, so it'd be fine.
Yeah.
To start your day. They say that their newest collaboration combines the flavor of toasted Eggos covered in sweet maple syrup with rich butter and hints, which is in quotation marks for some reason, of smoky bacon.
Interesting flavor.
Yeah, so that would be quite, I'd have to imagine, very odd to drink straight up. Eggo waffles, maple syrup, butter, bacon, booze. All in one sip.
Yeah, I don't know what you would put that in.
I think it really feels like it's for cooking, doesn't it?
No, not cooking.
What would you do with it? You put it in your coffee?
I think probably in a coffee.
Yeah. That's an aggressive way to start your day, I'll tell you that. Well, they are going to have this. You can buy it online no matter where you are from Reserve Bar. You could also find it in select Kroger, Fry's, Total Wine, and Hy-Vee retailers coming soon. And it will be available in time for the holidays.
Oh, because this is a must-have, clearly.
I don't know. It feels like
this doesn't feel very holiday.
No, I feel you're saying this is an everyday alcoholic beverage.
No, I don't think this is for me in
whenever
general.
the mood strikes, whenever you need a little extra to kick up your morning.
Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow @RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
Often said on this show, I believe this is a phrase I've coined, and that is there are two types of people in this world. I think I came up with that.
Winners and losers, baby.
Yeah, but it turns out I was actually all wrong. There's more than two kinds of people in this world, believe it or not. In fact, there are three.
Three types of people.
Three types of men in this world.
Well, there's three types of men or three types of people?
Three types of men.
Okay.
Yeah, for women, I don't know. But there's three types of men, and this is according to a study from the University of British Columbia in Canada, where they did a bunch of interviews with a bunch of men to try to figure out the different kinds of styles of masculinity. And what they really found was there's three different versions of masculinity that men can fall into pretty much. And so I'll rattle these off to you. You see which one you are. You ready?
Oh, I'm so excited.
This is how basically this relates to your relationship with the women in your life.
Okay, got it.
So number one, neo-traditionalists. If you're a neo-traditionalist, you're a man who largely follows traditional gender roles, such as being the provider and protector in the relationship.
Got it.
That's one option. Two, egalitarian. Men who seek a more equal partnership with a particular emphasis on mutuality.
Mutuality.
And measurable give and take.
Is there like an easier definition for that one?
I don't know. I feel like that one's the in-between one.
Yeah, little give and take.
Yeah, instead of being
you do some
like
things, I do some things.
Yeah, less being like old school. I'm the man of the house. I go to work and you cook and clean or whatever. That'd be like real old school.
That's neo-traditionalist,
That'd be neo-traditionalist probably. And then egalitarian is somewhere in between.
I do some things, you do some things.
Yeah, but then there's progressive, the third type of men. Those are men who work on building gender equity in their partnership through regular, purposeful conversations with their partner to adjust who does what.
So it sounds like egalitarian, that's when we both have jobs that are set.
Yeah.
And then progressive is when what? We have rotating jobs? We both are doing things, and it kind of just switches around? Purposeful conversations.
Based off of that, I understand neo-traditionalist and egalitarian. I guess I don't understand really where they draw the line of what is purposeful conversations with their partner to adjust who does what. What does that mean? How's that different from egalitarian?
Maybe it's more empowering. Buzzword.
Yeah, that's right. So I mean, what would you consider yourself?
Is there one where it's like the woman is the provider and protector? What's that one called?
I don't know. That sounds like that would be progressive.
Progressive, got it.
Yeah,
possibly.
You might even be ahead of the curve.
Maybe you
might be so progressive.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe where she's the provider, and I would consider myself the receiver.
The providee.
The providee, yeah, the one who gets to hang out. I like that role.
Yeah.
Have I got to do it yet? Not yet. I haven't been provided for. But I wouldn't be against it.
You're definitely not a neo-traditionalist if you want the woman to be the provider.
No, I'm definitely not that. No, I prefer them to make more money than me. I think that sounds great. I think that sounds preferred,
and you can
actually.
cook and clean, too? Or
I mean, I can. I can clean. I'm like a decent cook. I can do some of that, too. I'd probably land somewhere in the middle. I like when everybody has jobs.
Yeah.
Different things that they're in charge of.
Egalitarian. It seems fair.
I'm good at some things. They're good at some things. You can figure it out.
Yeah, we just figure it. I think that's, we're both
I'm not a big dishes guy.
Yeah.
I'm more of like a take out the trash. I'm not very good at laundry.
Well, that sounds pretty neo-traditional.
No, that does not.
It does.
No, it doesn't. I'm just not. There's certain things that I'm not good at.
How many country songs are there about
here.
the husband not wanting to take out the trash?
I'm good. I can run the vacuum. So that's my thing. They can take out the trash. That's what I bring to the table.
Okay.
And then you just bring in like a 6-figure salary. That sounds great. And then I'll be, I don't know. I also have a dog.
Peapod.
Is that a bonus?
The stories you love with the opinions you hate. The Riot Radio U.
Hinge, the dating app. You still, you been banned from there yet?
I'm not banned on Hinge.
Not
no.
banned on Hinge. Hinge
as far as I know. As far as I know.
The last time you checked. Hinge has just put out, they've updated their list of the most successful prompts in starting a conversation, right? Because they have all these options for you that help you fill out a profile, basically, right? To kind of get a conversation jump started.
Yeah, they have like on your profile, it'll say like your little prompt. It'll be like, if you know me, you know I, ...
Right.
And then you fill it in.
And so I have here their top, the list is it's 25. We're obviously not going to go through all 25, but we'll go through the top of the list of the prompts that most often lead to a conversation where somebody will chat based off of that prompt.
Oh, so you need these. You need these on your profile.
These are the ones that lead to giving people a picture, I guess, painting a picture of you that intrigues people and I guess paints you in a positive light. So before we actually go into what the prompts are, some tips are no one-word answers. That is probably the top thing that even with these, you could answer some of these with one word, but
it's too boring.
Yeah.
You're not giving me enough.
You need some full sentences here. So the number one prompt on Hinge that led to the most conversations is the way to win me over is ...
Fill in the blank.
What's the way to win you over?
The way to win me over?
Yeah.
If you're a Browns fan.
Okay.
If you're a Buckeyes fan.
Uh-huh.
If you know how to cook.
Go on.
Oh, you want me to keep listing?
Is there more things?
I mean, there's tons of ways to win me over.
There's lots of Browns
if you're
fans
really
who
nice,
can cook.
If you're a sweetheart.
Uh-huh.
If you're super cute.
All right. I bet you that would get you a lot of conversations started off of that.
The way to win me over, be really cute.
Yeah.
You won.
Uh-huh. Maybe that one's not for you. How about this? Number 2, my simple pleasures are...
reading a book.
That's not true for you. You never
Hudson,
read.
It's not about always being truthful. It's about being interesting.
So what are you going to say if somebody messages you and say, oh, I like reading books too. What are your faves?
I used to read The Hunger Games. Back in my reading days.
Yeah.
I read a lot of books.
When I used to have time for simple pleasures.
Yeah, I'm just a busy guy now.
Yeah. All right. This is the list from Hinge, the prompts that led to the most conversations. Number 3, I go crazy for.
A little ditty.
That's what you go crazy for?
That's the first thing that came to my mind.
That would be intriguing.
Wouldn't that be a little intriguing?
Your interest would be piqued if you saw that on Isaiah's dating profile.
I go crazy for a little ditty.
Yeah.
A little dance. How you like me now?
Number 4, together we could
fall in love.
I think you gotta be more creative than that.
It's too aggressive, probably. Too.
Yeah, that is right off the bat. We could get married, have children. Why don't you go with that?
We could start a family.
Yeah, start a family. I think
that wouldn't get the messages I'm looking for.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. And number 5, we'll stop here, is my most irrational fear. Now, see, this is the first one for me. I was like, I knew what I would answer.
I have a pretty good one for myself as well.
Okay, what's yours?
Mine would be commitment. You think that would run or no?
You know what? Actually, well, first of all, one-word answer.
True, that's a big red flag.
But secondly, actually, I think that could work in the, like a reverse psychology type way, maybe.
They'd be so like, I'm going to be the one.
Yeah, maybe. For me, I actually do have an irrational fear, and that is hair, particularly wet hair. Any hair that's not attached to a person is something I'm afraid of. What's it going to do to me? Probably nothing. But do I want it anywhere near me? Absolutely not.
These are fun to fill in. I like this. Number 7, I'm looking for. I would fill that in women.
Good answer.
See, I'm doing it right.
Number 1 answer.
If podcast awards were ever a thing, this show wouldn't win any. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Isaiah, you're not much of a gamer, are you?
I like to think that I used to play video games more.
Uh-huh.
but I'm not a gamer in the way that a lot of people are. I was more of like a Madden guy, played 2K. I used to play all the time, though. I don't play as much anymore.
Yeah, my gaming days peaked probably like at the end of high school. That was probably it, right?
Yeah, for me, it was college. Like when I was in like the end of high school into college, that's when I was playing the majority of my video games. I would play every day, like all night.
Well, I have here a list, the top rated game, basically according to GameRankings.com. The top rated game they have for every single year, basically of our lifetimes. Going back to 1996, we can find out by year. And so
96.
Yeah.
So we've got 20 years of games to go through here.
That's right. Yeah, over 20 years, right? So
27.
So why don't you just go ahead and pick a year? What was your big gaming year, would you say?
For me, it would have been, I don't know, 2017.
2017, the top rated game, Super Mario Odyssey for the Switch.
Oh, for the Switch?
Yeah.
That must be when the Switch was getting real big.
It probably is when the Switch was first released. So that's a good choice. I have
seen this game before. I've never played it.
Do you even have a Switch?
I do not have a Switch, no.
Yeah.
No Switch for me.
Neither do I. So yeah, I'm missing out on all of these Switch games. Okay, give me another year.
Let's do, how about the year I was born? 1998.
1998, eh? 1998 was, it seems here, nope, that's 97. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
The Legend of Zelda, what an OG game.
The Legend of Zelda on this list, well represented here. That one was for the Nintendo 64. Then you see Zelda come up again a few other times. I also have it here for 2003. Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker for GameCube.
Oh.
It's also on here a few other times. So, okay, give me another one.
What about 2000? Seemed like a good year.
The year 2000, the new millennium. Well, I'll tell you that in 2000, the top game of the year was, this is good, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
Isn't it wild that everybody knows who Tony Hawk is?
Yeah.
Like, he's a pro skater.
And who cares about skateboarding?
Nobody. Nobody has ever cared about skateboarding.
Yeah.
But everyone knows who the heck Tony Hawk is. When my children ask me about, like, they never will. But whenever Tony Hawk comes up in conversation, I'm going to be like, they're going to be like, why was he so famous? I'm going to be like, I don't even know. I don't even know why he was so famous. Because he was the best skateboarder?
Yeah.
Like, nowadays.
Who's the best skateboarder?
Today. Who is the best? Like, in every other, like, sport, if there's ever been someone that people have known, like has been a household name, there's someone we know now, except for like skateboarding.
Yeah. Let me ask you this.
Name one more. I can't even name one more skateboarder.
I can't do it.
But everyone knows Tony Hawk. He's a household name for everyone. Everyone knows who he is.
Think about this. What would be the equivalent if there's like a new skateboarding? What will it be? You know what I mean? Skateboarding was huge at that time. That's why Tony Hawk had a video game that was so popular. Would it be pickleball?
It might be pickleball.
Are we going to find out who the most famous pickleballer is and he's going to have a game named after him?
Possibly. It's wild.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day. It's just crazy that, like, it's not even like he's kind of a household name. Like, everyone listening knows who the heck Tony Hawk is.
And when was the last time he even skateboarded?
He's like the equivalent of, when I say LeBron, everyone knows LeBron. Everyone knows Tony Hawk. How is that even possible?
Yeah.
He's a skateboarder. No hate to him.
There's
Tony
a lot of people,
awesome.
I mean, in more popular sports, you couldn't name that were better, you know, like that were real good at their sport in around that same time, late 90s. And nobody remembers them, but Tony Hawk, he stood the test of time somehow. He's also just got a cool name.
Yeah, he does have a cool name. All right, let's do one more.
All right.
How about like 2008?
2008, Grand Theft Auto 4.
Talk about a wild game.
How could you knew Grand Theft Auto would be on the list?
Isn't that crazy that was so huge? It's just a game about running around in a free world, just beating people up.
Yeah, committing crimes.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a great Riot clip? While you're here, you should watch more of our videos and subscribe so you don't miss what we do next.